Hey guys, welcome back. This is the part 3 of our conspiracy theory podcast. We just got news too that we are going to extend this conspiracy theory podcast for another hour after this on our weekend extravaganza of the Justice for All podcast. So what you guys missed in the last part is, well, not missed, but I'll just recap. We were talking about Pizzagate. We transitioned into just elites in this country in general, and I kind of had a rant toward the end there about how it's like a chess game. They're trying to take this place over between the food and all this stuff, little by little, what we see, all that good stuff. So Gage or Matt, what would you like to add on?
Well, going back to your point, there were two things I wanted to say. One, I agree with your point on the whole hate speech thing. Obviously we can all agree that, there are things that we shouldn't say, obviously. But the other question is, should they be illegal? And my opinion on that is no, because you run a slippery slope after that. Because, you can make one thing illegal, and then, pretty soon it starts, sliding down the slope of, oh, well, this is bad now, and this is bad, and this is bad. You look at California now, they're trying to pass a law basically saying if you don't use a transgender person's pronoun, you can
go to jail.
Yeah, you can go to jail for it, basically. And I think that's way over the top. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, yes, there are things that we shouldn't say that are bad. But I don't think they should be illegal, because then you do run the slippery slope. And number two, to your point about David Hogg, Matt, do you know who he is?
I don't know who anyone is.
Okay. So basically, David Hogg is a student from Parkland that, after the school shooting down here in Florida, and he's been advocating for anti-gun legislation and stuff. And basically, from just a quick internet search, you can find him actually in other interviews, on CNN and stuff, from a couple years ago, from different shootings, out in California and stuff like that. They're interviewing him about all these different things, and he's basically a paid anti-gun protester. That they try and pretend that he's this victim of, whatever. And who knows if he even went to Parkland. I don't know at that point. He's either really an unlucky guy to the point where he's around all these mass shootings, or he's so, is my point. So they're basically trying to feed you all this, information by, paying these people to go on and be and get your emotions running, because he is a kid, and he's a 17, 18-year-old kid, but, they're paying him so that, to get your emotions running and be we can't have, kids getting shot at, we need to pass all this gun reform and everything else. So they're doing it to push their agenda.
Yeah, what's funny about this guy too, his parents aren't they upper higher ups, for the CIA or FBI or some shit?
Yeah, the FBI.
It's oh yeah, how convenient, Yeah. What's even crazier about this gun agenda or whatever too? I think we mentioned this before. It's these people, they'll say, oh, Donald Trump is a Nazi. Everyone's a Nazi now if you don't agree with him. But they'll say Donald Trump's a Nazi, and then next week it's well, we should give the gun to the government. It's what? You're just saying.
Yeah.
It's if that. It's if that.
That's just the government should have all the guns.
Yeah, and you can see it's just that. That's kind of what I'm talking about here. This conspiracy. I don't even know what this would be called. What we're talking about here, but there's definitely something I think going on, and we joke about it. And it is kind of funny. That's it. It's funny because it's just I can't believe people are on board with this, or some of this shit. It's just we just gotta buck up, man. That's what I'd say.
You have to remember that 90% of the population are basically sheep and follow whatever they hear. They don't do research on things. They don't, Yeah, they don't do their own research. They just listen to whatever the news media, on both sides, whether it's left or right. They sit there and listen to freaking Wolf Blitzer on Fox News or Sean Hannity or Wolf Blitzer on CNN, sorry, or Sean Hannity on Fox News, and believe whatever he says, and then
I was gonna
that's
say,
it.
fuck, Fox got Wolf. What is?
Yeah, no.
What is good?
My
No, yeah, man, it's a weird thing to think about, but I think we really have to think about that, and because I mean, I want answers, and and not just those things. We can look at everything in our lives, like, okay, well, when we vote, it's usually only Republican or Democrat, and they're not in the middle on things. But there's a libertarian party that is fiscally conservative and socially liberal, and it's like we never talk about those things because they don't have enough money to fight. It's like it's all rigged. It's a rigged game because these rich motherfuckers are supporting the conservatives, and these rich motherfuckers are are supporting the left. And it's just like there's not enough rich motherfuckers to be interested in what's right. I really believe that, and I think that's why people like Gary Johnson, he didn't get a fair shake. He didn't even get debate time. I think if you want to run for president of the United States, that's anybody's right as a citizen. If you're here, if you're born here, shit.
Yeah, well, George Washington said that political parties will be the downfall of the country.
Well, that's the thing. It's like if you're born here, you should, and you want to run for president. I think. I think you should.
Their whole rule is it's because the debates are owned by the RNC and the DNC, so they can choose who participates.
But here's the thing: it shouldn't be like that.
You can't get debate time unless you are polling 15%.
That's stupid to me because it's rigged from the beginning, man. Because they're those special interests. They're obviously it's either this or that. And the thing is, if like I was saying, if you want to be president, you should get debate time up there to tell your side. It doesn't matter who you are, and if it takes 5 hours or an hour this day, hour the next day, or whatever, you do it because it's the most important office in this country, and it's bullshit. We only have A or fucking B, and a lot of people have to compromise on their feelings, and they can't even. It's lesser of two evils instead of the perfect candidate. We're settling. And all we do here is settle. It's like settle, settle, settle. Everything's just okay, and it's never great. Like, we're just good with this because these people are telling me so. I don't believe a thing the government tells me, man. I never do. Because you know why? It will lead to me dying. If I listen to our government, I'm going to be dead. Like, let's just face it. I can't listen to these. I can't do it, man. It's hard.
Is the earth flat, Randall?
Yes, it is, Gage. But anyway, I already told you this, damn it. But anyway, I'm just saying, and for me to think that these people have our interests, they don't. If they did, things would change, right? Like, everybody knows what problems they are facing. Why is nothing fucking happening? You know why nothing's happening? Because they're all fucking bought out, and they're all in it for themselves, man. I'm sorry to say that, but if that's a conspiracy, then shit. I don't know what's real.
You've got this whole generation that's they're me, the most narcissistic generation, and they're in power right now, and they don't care about anyone else. They only care about themselves, and they basically fucked up the whole entire system.
The first thing
to have their retirements and to have anything else, and they don't leave anything else for any other generation. That's why Social Security is going bankrupt.
Exactly.
Retired at 55 and are living until they're 90 and never having any income after that. So, they're living off the system for 35 years.
Well, what a couple things that you can also look at to like say, oh shit, this is probably real. We can look at this and remember how we have like checks and balances over the last like 15, 20 years, even maybe even longer. We see the executive branch. It's like it's supposed to be like legislative, judicial, and then executive. They all check, whatever limited federal government. That's kind of what the idea was. Now the executive branch is so big They have more employees, more than ever in the history of the executive branch, and and now we're giving them more of the freaking, we're giving them more say because all the people in the legislative branches don't want to do anything or take responsibility, man. That's where it all starts, and then it's all money below that, and it's whoever has the presidency here, and he might be bought out too. And on top of that, it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, what do you think about
I don't know. I mean, I think gotta really just worry about if the Earth is flat or not.
that?
Well, it is.
It is flat, damn it.
It is.
Have you guys ever went on their like wiki page? They have their own like wiki, and it has like frequently asked questions of like how they know that the Earth is flat and stuff like that. It's the most hilarious thing I've ever read.
Oh gosh. I don't even know. Like I said, I just need to get a hold of that dude's weed guy because holy shit, he was really gone off. Yeah, man, that's the one I don't buy. I also don't think like Bigfoot's a thing.
What is?
Bigfoot.
You don't think Bigfoot exists?
No, Gage, I don't. Like, first of all, if Bigfoot existed, why don't we have like confirmation or he's in a cage by now? Second of all, there's only one.
Because they're not funding that.
The only thing is, and also if he existed, why wouldn't he mate? Like, is there no other fucking Bigfoots? And how long do Bigfoots live? Like, come on.
Okay, I got one for you.
Yeah.
What about Megalodon?
What? What?
Megalodon?
What's Megalodon?
Giant shark?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's big ass sharks.
I mean, it did exist, but does it still? It didn't go extinct that long ago.
Oh, fuck, man.
There's a lot of unexplored areas of the ocean. You never know.
Okay. In all honesty, like
I think that's more likely.
One of the creatures that I would believe would be real would be like the Yeti, because I mean, there's so much area in like the Himalayas and stuff that it's like almost impossible to explore. That something like that could exist, and they've sent exploration teams up there, and they've found footprint samples and hair samples that don't match to anything in our DNA or database. I mean, something like that could exist.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. My whole thing is like, there's a lot that we don't know, man. Or what about like the UFOs and stuff? Like the thing as far as like we can go on things that we don't know, UFOs and things like that, aliens, and the Yetis. I would say it's more likely that the aliens. I could buy that one. But like the Yetis. I don't know, man. I don't know. And the thing is, like, we don't know because there's so many species on this earth that we still don't even know about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even like what you were saying with that shark, Matt. I think like have we even been to the bottom of the ocean yet? Like we don't even know how far down that goes, do we?
We've been to the bottom of the ocean.
How deep is that?
Like what, 3 miles or something? I think.
I think it's like 3 times Mount Everest.
Yeah, I think that's more.
The Mariana Trench is the deepest point.
I was like, dude, 3 miles? What?
But even that's only like one point. It's not like we've searched all over. Okay, we've searched the deepest area that we know to exist.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, do we
all of our like waste we put in the ocean?
Do we
great life in it anyway?
Do we know? Like, do we still?
Sorry, like 7 miles about.
Okay.
7 miles deep.
I don't know, man. I still think it's bigger. Like, I think
36,070 feet.
This place is like
29,000.
Like this place, dude. It's 75% water. I don't know. Like, is it even possible to know? Maybe. I don't know. It's mystery.
Oh, no.
Here's the thing. Why are we going?
No, if it doesn't exist, then there will always be a conspiracy theory for it.
I mean, you can tell by like satellite imagery and stuff how deep the ocean is at some points because
sometimes it gets too dark there, though.
Well, it's darker, stuff like that, and people have actually taken like subs and man-made probes and stuff and taken them to the bottom. But
what's crazy to me
what?
Is that we know more about space than we do about the bottom of our ocean.
But here's the thing. Yeah, I was about to say that. We, why are we even going into space when we don't even know, like, shit here? You know?
That's
like,
true.
Like, right? Like, you figure, like, let's figure all this shit out here, and then we'll fucking go to space.
Giant monster sharks at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, fuck. Giant monster sharks in space for crying. We don't even know. The government has sharks up there with lasers on their heads. Don't you know? They're flying around rockets. That's what Elon Musk shot up into space, guys. It was a shark with a laser, and he was in the fucking test. How about that for a conspiracy, right?
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
Yeah. But anyway, no.
I mean, we're doing the space exploration because eventually, far off into the future, we're gonna have to move planets if we're gonna survive as a species.
Yeah, I agree, but I think honestly, either
not even mentioning like global warming or anything like that. Even if that doesn't
overpopulation, you think?
No, the sun will eventually turn into a red giant and destroy the planet. So
that's going to happen way down the road.
That's way down the road. Hopefully,
ourselves way before that.
Yeah, I think there's like three things that are going to happen maybe not in our lifetime. I don't know. But the option A is we're going to get technologically advanced, and from what she's things that don't happen from technology and all this shit. All the good stuff, I think we'll have a thing you can put in your, who knows, your ass, and you can't get any diseases. We have all these, like, I think we would have, like, biotic kind of cyborg things to make us live, well into our hundreds, maybe even longer. Or plan B would be, okay, by then we've discovered a new plant that can sustain life, like what Gage was saying. Or C, what was C? I don't know. Yeah, I forget. What was going A and B, but it's like, shit, man. You gotta think. Like, either C is we're just all gonna fucking die by then. Like, we're all gonna be dead before that point.
Speaking of space travel and stuff, I've thought of an interesting topic. Yeah. Do you guys? How about parallel universes? What do you guys think
here's that's fascinating. You bring that up. I was reading some shit the other day, and there's a theory that when we're talking about the extraterrestrial life, like the aliens or things like that, some people say that they're already here. Like the aliens, they don't travel, dimension to dimension and through time like we do. They travel through parallel universes or like dimensions. So like how we're 3D. Well, the aliens and shit are in 4D or 2D or whatever, and we just don't notice them. I think 4D is what it was. But and on top of that, we have the capability to see those things organically, and I think that's where the psychedelics come in to a point, like the psychedelic drugs, like mushrooms, things like that. And it makes you think. I don't know. I'm not saying like people who do shrooms or anything see aliens and shit, but it's like
I'm sure that some of them do.
Like DMT, like DMT. Like if you open your mind up enough, I wonder just how great our brain could be, because how much of our brain do we only use?
I mean, I don't think we even have the capacity. No, that's actually not true. We use 100% of our brain. That's just a myth.
Oh, for real? Okay. See,
yeah, I don't think the whole drugs can actually. No, it's not going to introduce you to the more dimensions that we're capable of understanding.
See, that's what
way beyond our current capability. So.
Right.
Yeah. Well, in that ties, do you guys know what the Mandela effect is?
What is it?
basically like something. The whole theory is that like it ties into parallel universes that like something changed in the past and made it. It's like the Berenstein Bears, but it's spelled Berenstain. But everybody.
Oh yeah.
remembers as
Okay,
Berenstein.
I got you.
And the reason it got its name was because there were a ton of people out there that believed Nelson Mandela died in prison, but he didn't actually die in prison.
No, he was released. He finished his presidency, didn't he? He was the yeah. But yeah, that's a good point. But I'm just saying, I'm not saying we have the capability physically or mentally to even like travel like how extraterrestrial beings, or anything like that. I think though, like if you do shrooms or DMT and you break through, man, I don't know. Like I think I don't know. It's hard for me to say. I like to see if there's like some studies of somehow if we could find that out. But that's an interesting thing to think about. But right now we're at toward the end of this part 3 of 6 here segment of the Conspiracy Theory Podcast, Justice for All. This is the Justice for All podcast with Randall and Gage and our special guest commentator Matt today. We're extending it to another full hour for you guys since we've been offline for a little bit, but we're treating you today. So we'll be right back with part 4. We're going to continue on with our conspiracy talks. All right, thank you.